Derek, and this is Beginner Guitar Lessons. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to hold the guitar and how to hold the pick. We'll also talk a little bit about parts of the guitar, so you know what I'm talking about when I mention things like fret wires or the bridge. So to begin with, what I'm holding here is a steel string acoustic guitar, and specifically this is a dreadnought style acoustic guitar. There's a lot of different styles of bodies for acoustic guitars. This is probably the most common one. So as far as the parts go, back here we have this thing which is called the bridge. These little things here are called bridge pins, and this white thing underneath the strings is called the saddle. The strings, there's 6 of them, and they're referred to by numbers. So this is the 6th string, 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string. They're also referred to by the notes that they're tuned to, but we're going to just refer to them by numbers. This is the sound hole. It's where the sound from the guitar comes out of. Over here we have the neck. So a couple parts on this. We have the fret wires, these silver things embedded in the wood of the guitar. And then the spaces in between the fret wires are called frets. So this area right here is the 1st fret. From this fret wire to here is the 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret, etc. The dots on my guitar are there to kind of help you find one fret, differentiate one fret from the other. So there's dots on the odd numbered frets, and that's standard on all guitars. And that just makes it easier to find specific frets as you move up and down the neck. Over here we have the headstock. These are called tuning machines or tuners. You use these to adjust the pitch of the strings. For guitars like this, we've got 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. You turn these tuners this way to tighten the strings and this way to loosen them. And then these strings you turn the opposite way to tighten and this way to loosen them. So that's it for the parts of the guitar. By the way, in case you're wondering, this thing is called a armrest. It just kind of, this sharp corner here kind of makes it a little more comfortable to rest your arm back here. So let's talk about how to hold the guitar pick. So this is a standard size guitar pick, and you just want to hold it between your thumb and your index finger. You want to hold it with pressure that is lighter than you would hold a pen or a pencil. And you want to just keep a very loose, relaxed grip on the pick, but not so loose and relaxed that you drop it. There's different kinds of picks that you can buy in terms of like the texture. I would recommend experimenting with a few different kinds, but there's some that have kind of a powdery finish to them, and then others have sort of a grippy non-stick or sort of a sticky surface to them. Those are the ones that we want to use because it just makes it easier to hold on to it and not drop it. So you want to hold it between the thumbprint part of your thumb and sort of the side of the index finger, and leave about 1/4 inch of space showing at the bottom of the pick. When you strum, just lightly drag it across the strings. Don't have to use a whole lot of pressure to get the strings to move. Okay, so now as far as how you hold the guitar itself, you want to wedge the body of the guitar between your leg and your torso, and you want to wrap your arm kind of around the back of it right here like this. So it should feel like it's not going to move around. It should kind of feel like basically it's sort of stable there and that you don't have to use your left hand to keep the guitar from moving around. Now as far as playing chords and playing notes, when you play chords, you're going to press down with your fingertips on the strings, and you want to press down as close to the fret wire as you can get without actually being on top of the fret wire. So for example, if you're playing this fret, you don't want to be back here, you want to be up here, closer to the fret wire that's closest to the body of the guitar. Now chords like this, you can get all your fingers close to the fret wire. Other chords though, like this, you can get one finger close to the fret wire, but then the other fingers, because they're sort of side by side on adjacent strings, you can't really get them as close. You just have to do the best you can and kind of squeeze your fingers in there. Now your thumb is generally not going to do anything in terms of like actually pressing down on notes, but occasionally it will. But for the most part, it's just going to stay behind the neck like this, and you're going to apply pressure this way to make sure you can really get good contact with the strings. It is okay to have the thumb over the top of the neck like this. If you feel like you're having difficulty getting your fingers out in front to press down on the strings, then you should try to put your thumb behind the neck. But for the most part, you can usually get by with having your thumb kind of up in this position when you're playing open chords. Now, as far as playing individual notes, it's not as crucial to press down with the fingertip. So you can press down a little bit more with the fingerprint part of the finger. We'll go over this in a little bit more detail when we start doing the actual chord exercises and the scales. So just to sum up, in terms of holding the pick, you want to hold it between your thumb and your index finger. Hold it with a light grip. As far as holding the guitar, you want to just wedge it between your right leg and your body and wrap your arm around the back of it. And then when you're playing chords, you just want to press down with your fingertips and keep your thumb behind the neck, applying pressure this way. So once you got the hang of that, then go ahead and go on to the beginner guitar lesson video 1. We're going to talk about the E minor chord, A suspended second, and D suspended second.